how God created it by hand. From mighty mountains to the raging sea, to every leaf on every single tree. It's in the holy book. Just open up and take a look. It's a story for young and old, the greatest story ever told. So lend an ear and you will hear the greatest story. The greatest story.
The 12 tribes of Israel were led out of Egypt by Moses. God had promised them a home of their own, a land called Canaan. But once they got there, many Israelites were afraid of the armies of Canaan. They didn't trust God to help them win their battles. They wanted to go back to Egypt where they had been slaves. God decided that since they didn't trust Him, they couldn't enter the Promised Land, and He had them wander the deserts for 40 years. After 40 years, God led the children of the 12 tribes back to the Promised Land. But instead of it being a time of joy, the Israelites were full of sadness. Their leader Moses had died, so they didn't have anyone to lead them to their new home.
Boys, behave yourselves.
Today we are remembering Moses.
Joshua, who helped Moses for those 40 years, was remembering the great leader in his own special way.
Come to cheer me up, Turnip? What will happen to our people now that Moses is gone? Who will guide us to the Promised Land?
Why not you, Joshua?
Turnip, you talked.
It's me, Joshua.
God?
I've chosen you, Joshua, to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land.
No, I can't.
You helped Moses.
But he was a great leader. I'm just an ordinary man, a simple servant.
Don't be afraid. There is greatness in every man who has faith, Joshua.
God, where is the land you promised us?
Look west. What do you see?
The desert floor and the Jordan River. Beyond that, foothills and green.
The Promised Land. Take your people, Joshua.
But I can't lead them. I'm frightened.
Yes, you will face many dangers, but be strong. Remember, I will never leave you.
Because Joshua loved God and obeyed His rules, God protected him. God's rules, known as the 10 Commandments, were written on stone tablets inside the Holy Ark.
The river's very swift. Crossing won't be easy.
Oh, this is foolish.
following Joshua as if he were Moses.
Are you coming, Aram?
Come, let's see what will happen. How about there, Joshua? I'll see how deep it is. Do you think you can cross it, little one? Oh, come on, it's just a little water. No!
Who are you? Go away!
I am Joshua, leader of the Israelites. God has promised us this land.
Did he? Well, I'm the king of Jericho, and you can't enter. We are protected by this swift river and the strongest wall in the world. If you can cross this river, you better be prepared for a fight.
Our God protects us, as he protected Moses, our leader.
Yes, I've heard that your God parted the Red Sea, but he has no power here. Stay away from Jericho, or my army will destroy you.
What'll we do, Joshua?
Have faith and cross the river when God tells us to.
You heard Joshua. Let's tell the others.
I'm worried about this king of Jericho. He's like the waters of this river, dangerous.
Joshua,
Yes, God?
don't be afraid of the king. If you trust me, I will protect you.
Joshua did trust in God. He selected 2 men to sneak into Jericho and tell him about the king's army.
One, 2, 3 soldiers. That third one is tiny. I'll only count him as half a soldier.
Aram! We're spies. That means we have to be quiet.
Oh, quiet. Right.
Spy!
Oh, King, I'm only a harmless traveling merchant.
Liar! You're a stranger in Jericho, so I say you're a spy.
Hey! But he can't do that!
More spies! Israelite spies!
That's being quiet.
Catch them!
Stop the spies!
Catch the Israelites!
They must be here somewhere. You men, try up that street.
God help us.
What do we do?
Psst. This way. Hurry. My name's Rahab. I want to help. This way. Under here. Quickly.
Open your doors by order of the king. Out of my way. The Israelite spies. Did you see them?
They were here, but they ran toward the city gates. If you hurry, you might still catch them. The king will be very unhappy if you let them get away.
Rahab told the Israelites it was safe to come out of their hiding place.
That was a very brave thing you did.
Why did you risk your life for us? Two strangers.
Everyone in Jericho knows the Israelites are coming to our land. We've heard that your God rules the heavens above and the earth below. He's so powerful. He parted the Red Sea for Moses. Now our men are afraid to fight you. Go, hide in the hills for 3 days. Then you'll be safe.
God bless you, Rahab. You're very kind.
Wait. I showed kindness to you. When your people attack the city, please spare my family and me.
We promise, Rahab.
Leave this red rope hanging from your window. It will be a sign that no one in this house is to be harmed.
Joshua's spies did as Rahab had said. After hiding in the mountains for 3 days, they ran back to camp with their report.
That's what Rahab told us, Joshua. Everyone in Jericho is afraid of us. We can defeat this king of Jericho.
I'm not so sure, Aram. He had a lot of soldiers.
They were all small.
Let's pray to God and thank Him. He has done as He said. The promised land is ours.
The next day, the 12 tribes marched towards Canaan. But as God had told Joshua, entering their new homeland wasn't going to be easy.
How can we cross this river safely? Please, God, give me an answer.
The water's too fast. No, it's too fast. I'm not going to. No, no.
How will we get our children and animals across?
Don't be afraid. God has shown me a way. Bring out the Ark of the Covenant.
Joshua directed the priests to carry the ark into the river and hold it there. The Israelites were confused. What did Joshua have in mind?
This can't be safe. Joshua doesn't know what he's doing.
Behold, the power of God.
As the crowd watched, a miracle happened. The priests held up the ark, and God held back the waters.
It's just like when Moses parted the Red Sea.
It's true then. God must be with Joshua, as he was with Moses.
The Israelites' faith in Joshua grew and grew, for now they knew he followed in the footsteps of Moses.
Joshua, choose 12 men, one from each tribe. Tell them to get 12 rocks from the middle of the river, from where the priests stood. Carry the rocks and put them down where you stay tonight.
In the future, your children will ask, what do these rocks mean? And you will say, the water stopped flowing when the Ark of the Covenant with God crossed the river. These rocks will always remind the Israelites of this.
One evening, Joshua was walking near Jericho.
I've followed God's commands without question. I've tried to be a good leader, but I'm not a soldier. How can I fight the king of Jericho and his army?
Joshua,
God, how shall the enemy be defeated?
you won't need swords or armor, Joshua. Just have faith in me. To defeat the king and army of Jericho, here's what you must do.
Early the next day, Joshua formed the Israelites into a long line.
Remember, do as God instructed. Not a word, not a sound from any of you.
First came 7 priests playing ram's horns. Then the Ark of the Covenant. Then the armed men. They marched one time around the great city.
This is not fighting. This is a parade. Well, I guess we've won.
When do we attack the city, Joshua?
We don't. Tomorrow we march around it again. And just like today, everyone must be quiet. No shouts of war. The only sounds can come from the ram's horns.
So the Israelites marched once around Jericho. Every day for 6 days. And for 6 days, nothing happened.
You Israelites are fools! And the biggest fool is your leader, Joshua!
On the morning of the 7th day, Joshua's people were restless.
Joshua, you do not know what you are doing.
Our people are tired of marching in circles.
We need a soldier for a leader.
Yes! Let's fight!
You're right. I'm not a soldier. But I do have faith in God. He didn't let Moses down, and he won't let us down, so long as we trust in him. This is the 7th and last day. Who will come with me?
I will.
All of us!
Tell everyone we will march!
And march they did. But instead of going around the city just once, as they had done for 6 full days, Joshua said that God wanted them to march 7 times. And on the 7th time around, they did something completely different.
Shout, yell, scream, so that the heavens can hear you. Shout, for God has given us Jericho.
For 40 years we wandered through the desert sand, hoping we could find God's promised land. And now it's here before us, behind a fortress tall. But it will not be ours until we bring down the walls. Bring down the walls of Jericho. Bring down the walls, lift your horns and blow. The sound we make is gonna shake this city to the ground. We'll see the promised land when the walls come down. We believe in God that He is with us here. His power is much greater than that army over there. Our enemies are laughing, but their kingdom soon will fall. When we raise our voices, we will bring down the walls. Bring down the walls of Jericho. Bring down the walls, lift your horns and blow. The sound we make is gonna shake the city to the ground. We'll see the promised land when the walls come down. So shout out loud, shout out strong. That wall around the city won't keep us out for long. Sing to God, one and all. That land that we were promised is right behind those walls. Bring down the walls of Jericho. Shout them down. Bring down the walls. Lift your horns and blow. The sound we make is gonna shake the city to the ground. We'll see the promised land when the walls come down. We'll see the promised land when the walls come down.
With their voices, a few ram's horns, and their faith in God, the Israelites captured Jericho.
Joshua! These are the people who helped us. Rahab, her mother and father.
You're a brave woman, Rahab. God has watched over you and your family because of your faith and for helping my people.
Can we stay and join you, Joshua?
Nothing would make me happier.
Don't touch me, Israelite! How dare you treat me this way? Why, I'm the king!
You were the king. When I said God promised us this land, you laughed and called me a fool. Who's the fool now?
You can't, no!
Has anyone seen Turnip? For you. Perfect. My friends, our days of wandering are over. We're home.
After Jericho was captured, the Israelites kept moving and claimed more and more new land. Their wandering days were over, all because Joshua and the Israelites had faith in God.
Do you know how the world began? How God created it by hand? From mighty mountains to the raging sea, to every leaf on every single tree. It's in the holy book. Just open up and take a look. It's a story for young and old, the greatest story ever told. So lend an ear and you will hear the greatest story. The greatest story.
Long ago, word spread throughout the land of a wonderful teacher in Jerusalem. It was Jesus, the Son of God. He helped people who were sick. and encourage those who were lonely. He answered their questions and told them about God. Jesus traveled from place to place, and wherever he went, people wanted to hear what he had to say.
You know, the angels of children are always very close to God in heaven.
Please, touch my baby. Pray for my child.
No, go away.
One of Jesus' disciples was upset.
Can't you see Jesus is too busy to waste his time on children?
Wait. My Father's kingdom is made up of people who trust and love like children do. To God, every child is a special treasure. As my disciple, you should know I could never turn children away.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
Here.
Please, come back. I was wrong. Jesus will bless your children.
Jesus was never too busy for anyone, young or old, sick or well.
Teacher! If you really know all the answers, tell me, how can I get into heaven?
You've studied God's law. What do you think?
Well, it says to love God with all my heart and mind and strength. And I should love my neighbors and other people as much as I love myself.
That's right.
But wait, I understand everything but that last part. Who are my neighbors? And how do I love others? So, what's your answer, Jesus?
There's the story of a young man.
He left Jerusalem on a trip to Jericho. The young man checked his money carefully, as his father had always told him to. And then began his journey.
Morning. Good morning.
Along the way, the man greeted other travelers, including a priest from the temple.
Have a safe journey.
And you also.
As his journey continued, he came upon another traveler. A Levite. Levites helped the priests in the temple.
Thank you, my friend. Good journey to you.
And to you.
As time passed, the traveler saw fewer and fewer people on the road.
So I'm not alone. What a beautiful bird. I remember seeing such a bird once.
Oh, Papa! Can we look at the birds?
We always do, son.
Oh, Papa, don't you just love the birds?
Love the birds! Rah! Love the birds!
Come on. Your mother sent us to buy almonds for our dinner.
They live down the street from us, don't they?
Yes, they're our neighbors. They're good people.
Oh, Papa, look! Who's that man?
Him? He's not from Jerusalem. He's from Samaria.
That's a Samaritan?
Stay here, son. The Samaritans are not like our neighbors. They are our enemies and can't be trusted.
The boy was taught to fear anyone from a different place.
Always remember, beware of the Samaritans. Beware of the Samaritans.
The traveler was completely alone on the road when a stranger approached. He was frightened because his father had always warned him to be afraid of people from other places. But the foreigner did not bother him.
Greetings, little fellow. Here's a treat for you. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you.
Good day, stranger.
How are you?
Hello.
Are you from Jerusalem? That's a relief. It's good to see neighbors so far from home. Ow! You have a firm grip, friend.
You haven't felt anything yet. Grab him!
What are you doing? Please stop! No! Stop, please! Why are you doing this? We're neighbors!
So give us all your money, neighbor. Let's get out of here.
The thieves took the traveler's money and jewelry, and they almost took his life.
Help me. Can somebody help me?
But no one could hear his cries for help, so he tried to crawl back to the road.
I know you'd help me if you could, little friend.
The poor traveler lay in the ditch for hours.
Someone's coming. How fortunate. It's the priest. He'll help me. But I'm so tired.
The traveler needed help, but he was too weak to call out.
What's this? Oh my goodness. Someone should help this poor man.
The priest passed the traveler on the opposite side of the road.
Oh, the priest. Where did he go? The Levite. He called me friend. Help! Please! Please! Please, friend.
No, not me.
Please.
Like the priest before him, the Levite passed on the other side of the road.
What will I do? What will I do? Isn't there anyone who will help me?
By late afternoon, the poor traveler had grown very weak.
Hello, little friend. I'm afraid I won't make it through the night. Tell me, God, where are my neighbors now that I need them?
At sunset, another traveler came down the road.
Someone's coming.
Always remember, beware of the Samaritans.
Just when I need help the most, along comes a Samaritan. Maybe he hasn't seen me.
Who is it?
What happened to you? Ah, no matter. You need help. I'll be right back.
He won't be back.
This This is medicine for your cuts and scrapes. Now, this should help.
I don't understand.
I'm going to take you to a safe place tonight.
But why? You're a Samaritan.
Ah, then you have met my people before.
Travelers passing by couldn't believe their eyes. A Samaritan was helping an Israelite.
Don't talk. Save your strength for our journey ahead. I hope this doesn't hurt too much.
The Samaritan led his donkey to a small inn.
Was there an accident? Is he all right?
No, we must get him inside.
Of course.
That man, he's alive.
Yes, I saw him too.
But who is that with him?
Why, it's a Samaritan! But a Samaritan wouldn't help an Israelite. Would he?
Just rest now.
Thank you.
All night, the Samaritan cared for the injured man.
He's looking much better.
I must travel on business today. Take this money and pay for anything he needs until I get back. When I return, I'll pay you for any other expenses.
I can't thank you enough.
I'll see you in a few days.
I asked God where my neighbors were when I needed them. He has given me the answer.
And the Samaritan did as he promised. A few days later, he took the traveler back to Jerusalem.
My neighbor, you are my neighbor. I can clearly see that a neighbor is a friend reaching out to me. Who is my neighbor? You are my neighbor. Now we both agree that a neighbor is a friend helping friends in need. Look for a neighbor. Always standing by your side when the day is done. Look for a neighbor, he will be the one. Always standing by my neighbor, you are my neighbor, hand in hand we go. Hand in hand we go.
Helping strangers we may meet along the winding road.
Who's my neighbor? You are my neighbor. I can clearly see that a neighbor is a friend reaching out to me.
When you look with your heart instead of your eyes, the neighbor you find will be a big surprise. Look for a neighbor, he will be the one.
Hand in hand we go,
always standing by your side when the day is done. Look for a neighbor, he will be the one.
always standing by your side when the day is done.
When the day is done.
So tell me, which man was the neighbor to the traveler? The priest, the Levite, or the Samaritan?
Well, that's easy. The one who cared for him.
As we should all do, showing kindness to everyone. So don't just love the people in your family or your friends. Love everybody, especially those in need. Live your life like the Good Samaritan.
I will, Jesus. Here, let me help you, young neighbor.
The story Jesus told that day spread throughout the world. And now, a person who helps someone in need is called a Good Samaritan.
Do you know how the world began? How God created it by hand? From mighty mountains to the raging sea, to every leaf on every single tree. It's in the holy book. Just open up and take a look. It's a story for young and old, the greatest story ever told. So lend an ear and you will hear the greatest story.
Once there was a man named Jacob who lived in the land of Canaan with his 12 sons. The oldest was Reuben, then Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Gad, Asher, Dan, and Naphtali. And finally, Benjamin and Joseph. They were Jacob's children by his second wife, Rachel. Being the youngest, they stayed at home while their brothers worked the pastures. Jacob loved all his sons, but Joseph was his favorite.
Father, when can I tend the sheep with my brothers? I dreamed it would be any day now.
Joseph, you and your dreams. You start tomorrow. And to celebrate the big event, I have a surprise for you. Now that he's of age, Joseph will join his older brothers in the fields.
All right.
And this will keep you warm.
Oh, Father! It's beautiful! Hey, look at these sleeves! And the colors!
Father should have given you a coat like that, Reuben. You're the oldest.
Huh. In my dreams.
Joseph's brothers were jealous of his gift. It reminded them that their father loved him most of all. But the beautiful coat wasn't the only thing that made them angry at Joseph.
Judah, Asher, Simeon! The other night I had a wonderful dream. We were all in a field binding bundles of grain. And my bundle stood upright while yours gathered around mine and bowed down.
Bowed down? To you?
Huh?
Father may worship you, but we don't.
Hey, it was just a dream, Simeon.
I'm going to bed.
You know, last night I dreamed I was a star in the sky, along with 11 other stars. The sun and the moon were there too. And they all bowed down to me.
"11 stars? You mean 11 brothers. And we're supposed to bow to you? Who do you think you are? A king?"
If we're the stars, who are the moon and sun?
His mother and I. Joseph, you don't think your family should actually worship you?
Father, it was just a
Get to sleep. You and your brothers leave early in the morning. If you sleep late, they won't wait for you.
Father's got that right.
And I don't want to hear anything more about dreams.
The next day, Joseph was left behind.
Hello?
Uh-oh, the dreamers found us.
Get ready to bow, my brothers.
Look at him, strut around like a peacock in his new coat.
Sometimes I wish we could get rid of him.
No, you don't.
But I do. If he mentions one more dream.
Simeon, he's our brother. We couldn't hurt him. But you've given me an idea.
What were you trying to do? Lose me?
Joseph began to tell his brothers how smart he had been to find them, but they weren't listening. They had other plans.
Hey, careful with the coat! Reuben! Judah, no!
We'll keep him down there until we figure out what to do next.
Reuben planned to free Joseph when no one was looking and send him scurrying home.
Oh, no!
Reuben and Naphtali rounded up the flock while the others ate their supper. While they ate, a caravan approached.
Wouldn't it be funny if we sold Joseph to those merchants?
Why not? We'd finally be rid of the pest and have money from the sale.
Everyone agreed to the terrible plan. And Joseph was sold for 20 pieces of silver.
Brothers, why are you doing this? God, whatever happens to me, I still have my faith in you.
You did what to Joseph?
Calm down, Reuben.
I'll calm down when you figure out what we're going to tell Father.
We have figured it out.
We ripped Joseph's coat. We'll just make up some story. We looked everywhere for him, but only found his coat.
Oh, Joseph, what has happened to you? My son.
The brothers lied, and Jacob believed them. Joseph was taken to Egypt and accused of a crime. He hadn't done anything wrong, but he was thrown into the Pharaoh's prison anyway. Even in prison, Joseph trusted in God.
God, I didn't do anything bad, but I'm in here for some reason. I know in my heart that it's all part of your plan.
Joseph was right, and part of God's plan was to bless him with a special gift, the ability to understand other people's dreams.
Oh, what a terrible night. If I only knew what my dream meant.
My dream was 4 times as confusing as yours.
I can tell you what it means.
You understand my dreams? Ha!
Not I. Only God can explain them.
I believe you. Tell me about my dream. I was Pharaoh's cupbearer until I displeased him. In my dream, I saw a grapevine. On the vine were 3 branches with grapes. I squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup and put the cup in Pharaoh's hand.
The 3 vines mean that in 3 days, Pharaoh will set you free, and you'll be his cupbearer again.
Thank you, Joseph.
No, thank God, my friend. And when you're free, Please tell Pharaoh about me. Tell him I shouldn't be in this awful place.
I promise.
Oh, enough about you. I'm next. In my dream, I had 3 baskets on my head. In the top basket were baked goods for Pharaoh. Suddenly, 3 birds came and ate everything out of the basket. What's that all about?
In 3 days, you will also leave this prison.
I knew it. I'm too important to stay here any longer.
Wait, there's more. Everything you own will be taken away, and you will be given Pharaoh's harshest punishment. I'm sorry.
Everything Joseph said came true, but the cupbearer forgot to tell Pharaoh about him. Joseph stayed in prison for 2 long years. Then one day,
Oh, what a strange dream!
Pharaoh met with the wisest men in his kingdom. Maybe they could understand his dream. But not one of them had an answer. Then the cupbearer remembered his promise to Joseph.
Oh, Pharaoh, there is a very wise man in your prison who might explain your dream.
Joseph, I dreamed that I was standing on the banks of the Nile when 7 fat cows came out of the water. Then 7 skinny cows came out of the river. And suddenly, the skinny cows ate the fat cows. What does it mean?
My God is telling you what he plans to do. The 7 fat cows mean that there will be 7 years with plenty of crops and food for everyone. But the 7 skinny cows mean that after that, for 7 years, no crops will grow and your people will have no food.
This is horrible! Terrible!
No, Pharaoh. God has sent you this message so that you can prepare. Build barns to save some of the food that grows in the 7 years of plenty. Your people will have plenty to eat.
It is true. You are filled with the Spirit of God. This is the wisest man in my kingdom. We'll build these barns and save our food. And there is only one man who I trust to do such an important job. This man, Joseph.
Joseph went right to work. And soon the barns were bursting with grain and filled with cattle. But Joseph's greatest achievement was that the people loved him. God had helped Joseph do these wonderful things, and Joseph never forgot to thank him. Seven years later, the terrible drought that Joseph had warned about arrived. No crops grew anywhere, not even in Joseph's old home, Canaan.
We're out of food, Father.
There's a wise leader in Egypt who has stored food for 7 years. He's selling it to anyone who needs it.
Then we'll go meet with him and buy his grain.
Not Benjamin. I want him safe here with me.
Joseph recognized his brothers.
Bless you, Great One.
But they didn't recognize him, so he pretended to be a stranger.
Where are you from?
Canaan, Great One, seeking food for our family.
You're spies!
No, we're brothers, from a family of 12. Please believe me.
Liar! There are only 10 of you.
One brother was killed, and Benjamin, the youngest, was left at home.
I'll sell you my grain, but to prove that you are innocent and honest, bring this younger brother of yours the next time you come. I am going to keep one of you here until you return. Do you promise?
We promise.
God is punishing us for selling Joseph into slavery.
He pleaded with us, and we betrayed him.
I have no more time for you. Take your grain and go. And remember your promise.
Father, we had no choice.
Oh, Simeon, my son, a prisoner in Egypt.
But look, Father, we got the grain. Hey, my money's here in the sack.
Now we'll be accused of being thieves as well as spies.
Jacob didn't want to lose another son to Egypt, so the family tried to save their food. But soon, it was all gone.
We're leaving for Egypt.
And we must take Benjamin.
No, he'll wind up in prison like Simeon.
We promised, Father. If Benjamin doesn't come, Simeon will stay in prison.
And the Egyptian ruler won't sell us his grain. Benjamin will come home unharmed. I promise.
If he doesn't, Judah, I'll die of sadness.
Is your father well?
Yes, sir.
Good. God has blessed you. And you kept your promise, so I'll keep mine.
Then the brothers left, but Joseph had told his servant to secretly place his silver cup in one of their sacks.
Stop! Why do you repay good with evil? One of you has stolen my silver cup.
I don't understand. No.
Thief! For this crime, you will remain here in Egypt as my slave.
Please, if Benjamin doesn't return home with us, our father will die of grief.
He stays.
No! No!
Take me instead.
No, me.
Please, Great One.
When you threw me down that well, you meant it to be a bad thing. But in the end, God has turned it into something good. I came to Egypt, and helped keep a nation from starving. It's me, Benjamin! Joseph!
It's true, I'm Joseph. Oh, can't you tell it's me? Look closer and you'll see the eyes of your lost brother. I am so glad to have my family gathered here. It's so good to know you're near again. It's really me, even I can hardly believe you are standing here after all these years. It was God's plan for me to be just who I am. It's true, you see, it's really me. What's done is over. Oh, brothers, dry your tears. It was God who sent me here, and my heart holds no anger. What you meant for evil then, God has used for good. Who'd have thought He would choose me? It's really me, even I can hardly believe you are standing here after all these years. It was God's plan for me to be just who I am. It's true, you see, it's really me. It's really me. It's really me.
Gather your families and our father and come live with me in Egypt.
Joseph, God be praised. You're alive and well.
Joseph and his family were never apart again, and God, who helped them survive the famine, raised up a great nation from this family. So Joseph learned that even when bad things happen, God can turn them into something good.